Welcome to the Human Relations Day podcast. We're counting down to this special Sunday in January where we empower those in crisis so they can overcome formidable obstacles. Thanks for joining us and for supporting this important cause.
Well, welcome to the Human Relations Day podcast. My name's Rich, the host around these parts. So glad that you've decided to spend some time with us as we count down to this important day in the life of our church. I'm super excited today to have Brennen Boose with us. Great guy. It's going to be a fantastic interview. He's with JustUs Youth, and so excited to have you, Brennen. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us about JustUs. Tell us about what's happening.
JustUs Youth is the youth component of this Community Developers Program, which is under GBGM, and it's funded by Human Relations Day. Man, it's hard to describe JustUs Youth, honestly. Like it's a conglomerate of youth from across the United States that just come together. We learn advocacy. We learned, we did a college readiness training. We were trained to be trainers. So we did actual youth trainings. We went to Puerto Rico and did some youth trainings, did some at Shalom Summit and things like, and Splat. So we've man, it's an amazing program. We've been afforded a lot of opportunities to go. We've went to certain groups of us. We went to South Africa, went to Africa University, and just, have expanded, I guess, the reach of the Community Developers Program to reaching youth and young adults. And we also work in our local communities. And that was the focus, was coming together and then being trained and taking that training and taking it back to your local community and causing change there.
Very cool. Well, why don't we, for people that don't know, what is Human Relations Day? What is that day in the life of our church?
Human Relations Day is the most special Sunday.
It's the most special of all specials.
Yeah, it's the most special Sunday. It's special to me, at least. It's a day when across the United Methodist Church, churches give a special offering to programs and organizations. I believe there's 6 of them. I can't name them all. I would try, but probably fail. But Human Relations Day usually, as far as the calendar, it usually falls around Martin Luther King's birthday. But churches aren't limited to just that Sunday. They can celebrate it any Sunday and still give that special offering. So yeah, it's a special day.
Nice, very cool. Well, so, how has kind of the organization JustUs Youth, how has it been impacted or supported, fueled by, by Human Relations Day? How's it been made better by that?
Wow. Well, the easy answer would be financially.
Right.
That'd be the easy answer. But I believe it's much more than that. Yes, the finances do it makes everything work, but it also, even in our promotion of Human Relations Day, we learned so much, as far as promotion and marketing and communication and communicating what JustUs Youth actually does. Currently, right now, of the first group that came through, I believe we have 6 college graduates, and I believe two of us are in master's programs right now.
Very cool.
And so we, Human Relations Day has just it's expanded even my own personal faith and belief in Christ and belief in myself and belief in my own abilities. Human Relations Day has afforded me those opportunities to really be exposed to what I'm capable of.
Absolutely.
And it's not I'm not fully exposed to everything I can do yet, but the more I learn, the more I'm just like, all right, let's work.
Absolutely. What are you studying right now?
Right. Actually, I'm a communications and marketing major.
Oh, great.
I just started double majoring this semester. So
great. Yeah. Double major because you just want to take twice as much work.
Yeah, man.
Pile it on. That's cool. Now, are you United Methodist background? Has that been kind of your church background?
Actually, no.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah, and I've actually only been Methodist for a year now.
Okay, nice.
But back home in Rochester, New York, I became affiliated with a United Methodist Church through the CDP program. There was a Youth Empowerment Production Program at Grace United Methodist Church in Rochester. And at the time, I was 14, and I had kind of got thrusted into doing the sound ministry at my church.
Okay.
So yeah, it was like, here, take this. And
use that. Make that happen.
Right. Yeah. Make this great. And you know, I took the time to kind of teach myself some things about sound ministry and how sound works and everything like that. And then, you know, I was like, so a lot of this stuff I just don't understand. Like, it just wasn't, I just couldn't compute it in my head. So I was looking for a program or something to where I could learn, even at 14. And I actually, saw the flyer somewhere, and I was like, oh, look at this, you know, like this would actually work. This would be great. So when I called, applied, got into the program, and that was my first kind of experience with the CDP program, Human Relations Day, all of that was that program, the Youth Empowerment Production Program. And it actually, you know, has kind of led me to my career choice now.
Very cool.
We did video productions. We videotaped some concerts, and went back, edited it. We did some commercials for Buffalo. There's a big kind of Buffalo Wing conference or something like that in Buffalo, New York. Okay. Yeah, we did some commercials for that. So it's like, you know, gaining that exposure really exposed me to something that I found that I love to do. Even right now, like I have a whole, I would show you, but like I have a whole lighting setup now.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, it'd be nice to just show off kind of what I learned.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Nice. So now what would you say, you know, when you think about kind of the United Methodist Church, what was it about either that particular church or kind of where you are now that that attracted you, that was like, hey, that's the kind of place I want to be a part of?
So I'll do it in two parts. One, that particular church, the Pastor George Nicholas, he's actually at Lincoln United Methodist Church in Buffalo now. Okay. But he's a great guy, and is still a great guy. I talk to him every time I see him now. I just thank him for, you know, giving me the opportunity, because, you know, one thing that was it kind of could have been a hindrance, he didn't allow it to be. You know, because I wasn't United Methodist, I was non-denominational. You know, he could have not afforded me the opportunities to, you know, to be a part of that program, and also the JustUs Youth Program through that program. But you know, he allowed me to do it, and I, you know, I'm forever appreciative of that. That was kind of what drew me to that church specifically and that program. And as far as the United Methodist Church as a whole, it's been the opportunities that I've been afforded through JustUs Youth, just to see the wide reach of the church, and how, you know, how great of an effect the church has on, you know, local communities, state, you know, in national and even international. You know, it's an amazing church that does a lot of great work, and, you know, I just wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's one of the great things about these special days is it gives us an opportunity to connect beyond just our own local congregation, but really to things, like you say, not only nationally but internationally. And Human Relations Day is obviously an example of that, because it gives our church a reach, right? It gives it an opportunity to be a part of something pretty special. What would you say to a church? Maybe there's a leader listening in right now that's like, I'm not too sure about this whole, you know, it's another special day. It's like, how many of these are there? You know, I'm not interested in being a part of that. What would you say to a leader that's maybe hesitant today about this?
Man, I just honestly say, don't give up on the opportunity. And that's one of the things I've learned through the JustUs Youth Program is take advantage of every opportunity you have to change someone's life. Very cool. I can honestly say my life has truly been changed through the JustUs Youth Program. I actually, funny story, I preached my first sermon kind of impromptu.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
From being a part of, we were going in a part of Black Methodist for Church Renewal's Youth Harambe event, and I think it was 2006, 2006, and it was in Little Rock, Arkansas, on Philander Smith's campus. And at the time, I was a real shy kid.
Right.
And
that's hard to believe. You don't seem pretty shy.
I was like talking in front of people just wasn't my thing, but I was asked to be the MC of a worship service, and I had one of those. I had a moment where kind of my mouth said yes before my mind really got a chance to think about it. Right. And so going through the service, it was a wonderful service, and it came to a point where it was honestly just a high time in the spirit, and music was playing, and I was standing at the podium, but I was like back against the wall, and the minister of music, Minister Danita Waller-Page, just came over to me, and she tapped me on the shoulder and said, "God's telling you to say something. Go say it."
Very cool.
And like, there's video of it, and like, it still gives me chills to this day.
Right, absolutely.
Because it was honestly like, it was honestly just like God's word, and the word that had been placed in me just coming out impromptu. Wow. There was no notes, no preparation. I didn't have a Bible anywhere around me. Wow. But like, it was just coming out of me, and it was a life-changing experience for me. Like, it was out of body. Like, I was sitting and listening to myself, like, what are you talking about? Right. But at the same time, it's like, I was still in the moment and understanding just how God was moving through me. And if for nothing else, if I had to say anything to a leader, don't miss the opportunity to change someone's life.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate this. It's been great getting to know you a little bit better, and just an insight a little bit, Brennen. And really appreciate you being on the show today. Anything else you want to say to people before we? If people want to get in touch with Just Us, how can they do that? Do you know, like, is there like website stuff, that kind of thing? Before we sign off.
Right now, we are actually working on that. We're working on getting all that together, and I'm actually the head of that. So we're putting all that together and getting the CDP stuff together. Right now, you can find us on GBGM's website. I believe it's umcmission.org. If you search Community Developers Program, you'll be able to find us on there. Also on Facebook, we're on Facebook, Community Developers, and you'll find JustUs Youth underneath their Facebook page. But yeah, there'll be a lot more information coming out.
Perfect. Well, I really appreciate that, sir. Thank you for taking time out from your day to be with us.
Yeah. Man, I enjoyed it.
Thanks so much.
Go CDP.
That's great.
Thank you for joining us for the Human Relations Day podcast. We want you and your church to join us for this special Sunday that supports this important cause. Drop by umcgiving.org/HRD for more information on how to get involved.